Light and Love Collective, Grand Rising. I got angel blessings out here. I want to find out what the message is from the angels. But first, I want to talk to y'all about something. I was watching this thing last night about remote viewing and astro travel and that kind of thing. Well, little did I know, crazy, y'all, it's going to be a shocker. Okay, so prepare yourself. Um, they had this group of children um, that they let me back up a little bit. All right, they had these groups. They were using these groups like military people and stuff like that to go through this portal. This Let me back up some more. Hold on. Um, Nikola Tesla made this. He had a bunch of y'all. Everybody knows that Trump's uncle got all of Nikola Tesla's chest and files and stuff. Okay. Anyway, they went and they got his stuff. Okay. Well, they set it up and they had these two coil things, but it had like a transparent. You plug this thing in the wall, man. It don't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, the power that come, it was just a plug in. It just plugged in the wall, okay? And anyway, so they didn't know really how to work it and that. So they had test subjects and that. Okay, so these grown up test subjects would go in, but when they would come back through, they would come back in like pieces, strange, like they would come back like half their body would show, and then another half, and then another half, and they wouldn't be quite right after that. Like there would be like mental cases or whatever. Anyway, so they decided to do. I'm not a brother. I'm not a brother. I don't see anything about me that looks like a fucking brother. Not your brother neither. Anyway, I'll continue on with what I'm talking about, because it's important that y'all know this part, okay? So they took a there was a scientist there. It had a 6-year-old son, okay, and this 6-year-old son was like exceptional, okay, and so he decided that they prepped him and that, sent him on his way. Well, it worked. For some reason, it's something to do with the adrenal chrome in your brain when you're a child compared to when you're an adult. It makes the difference because when you're a child, your imagination is way like more prompt and accessible than all the lies that you've been told as an adult, so on and so forth. Anyway, so they do this experiment with this scientist 6-year-old son for a few years, like a couple of years, and they deem that they can do it from they deem that they can do it from let me put this person in timeout because they're just annoying me. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. So they decided that children can go through it, but the adults can't. So they gathered up this bunch of this group of, I think they said 2,000 children, like 2,000 children, and they gave them these tests. These children were in gifted classes, and they were gifted and that. Okay, and I think they said 2,000 children that they gathered from all over the U.S. Okay, so and they started using these children to do remote viewing. Okay, well, this out of 2,000, only like 140 140 something, like 147 of them made it to be in the program. Okay, all right, and they were talking about other stuff. This boy went and remote viewed um, um, Abraham Lincoln's address to Gettysburg. Okay, he went and remote viewed it. Okay, anyway, so the story goes on about him remote viewing the Gettysburg Address, and he's in a photo. This little 6-year-old is in a photo. He's in a it's historical fact that this boy is in a photo. Okay, anyway, so the story goes on and goes on, and so they start interviewing a few of the other kids that was part of the program, and guess who? Guess who was part of the program to the mission to Mars? This is crazy, y'all. Okay, it's not remote viewing. I mean, it's not physically going to Mars. It's remote viewing, okay? Y'all keep that in mind. It's remote viewing. So, I think that they said 10 years old. At 10 years old, he might have been 12. A boy named Barry Satora was a part of the remote viewing group. And you know who Barry Satora is? That's Barack Obama. So Barack Obama was one of the first groups of children to encounter. They remote viewed Mars, okay, and they remote viewed Mars on several different missions, okay, and Barack Obama was part of that. There are actual Martians on Mars, believe that, okay? But he was a part of that. He's a remote viewer. Barack Obama is like gifted or what have you. But that's a big deal, okay? What does that fucking mean? Anyway, Barack Obama was a part of the experiment to remote view Mars, okay? And he went on like 12 missions. Man, fuck off. Go to fucking India, whatever the fuck it is that you want. If you want to hear somebody talking fucking Hindu, motherfucker, get the fuck on. So sick and tired of these fucking people. This is all just pointless, ain't it? Y'all are just gonna be fucking ignorant fools, is what it apparently. Y'all just gonna be ignorant fools and foolish and act foolish and dumb and ignorant. That is ridiculous. This world is a ridiculous place. Bye, ugly bitch. Nasty, ugly whore. Bye. Why not? Why wouldn't I say something nasty as fuck to them as they say to me? Hey, Kate, how are you this morning? I was telling a story about Barack Obama. That he was part. I don't know if you was in here. But I'm gonna retell it because all I've had was a bunch of assholes in here apparently. But anyway, when he was like 10 or 11 years old, he was part of the experimental group to use the Tesla coil or whatever to remote view Mars, and Barack Obama was like one of the advanced students that was he went on like 12 missions to Mars. But he went under Barry Satora. You know, Barack Obama's name is not Barack Obama. That is not his fucking name. He took that name when he went Muslim. That's so... People, okay? Just get it together there, okay? Barry Satora is Barack Obama's name, okay? He took on the name. You know how like Muhammad Ali changed his name from what he was to Muhammad Ali because he turned Muslim or whatever. But Barack Obama was a part of. He beat out. Okay, there was like 2,000 fucking children. You have to see the whole thing, but they when they stole Nikola Tesla's when Donald Trump's uncle stole all of the trunks of Tesla's. They stole the one for the time travel too. Okay, and they tested it for years on adults, on like GIs and stuff like that, and they noticed that after oh, you're gonna have your work cut out for you this morning. I can tell already because there's every single one of them's got some bullshit to say, Kate. It's so fucking stupid. People are ignorant. Anyways, but they noticed that the people that they tested, okay, these people were like in between like 18 and 30 or something like that, and they noticed that when they send them in, the younger people they were making more of a impact. Okay, so they went and this scientist decided to use his kid. Don't ask me why, but his kid was only 6 years old, and then later on, after that child did like a bunch of remote viewing. Okay, like a bunch of it. Okay, time travel. It wasn't remote viewing. It was a time travel machine that Nikola Tesla created, and they put it in this experimental room or whatever, and figured out how to use it. Okay, sort of. They don't really know exactly how to use it correctly, but anyway, Barack Obama was part of the test subjects that beat out 2,000 other children. He's extremely. They said that Barack Obama is extremely gifted with remote viewing, and as well as like the time travel shit. They had to have knowledge of like the clothing, the slang, the way that people spoke. That's what they did in school. Instead of learning like what we learn or whatever, they would learn about a periodic time, like Gettysburg or something like that. And they would study like the clothing, the foods that people ate, the way that they spoke, and that kind of stuff. So that when they went back in time, they wouldn't be as obvious or noticed. The only major thing is that they were children, okay? And these children would be in like 1776 by themselves, okay? They would be out there by themselves. It's crazy. But I wanted y'all to know that Barack Obama was part of that experiment or what have you. And he did about 12 missions of going back in time and going to Mars. Just, y'all do your research and look it up. Find out about it, okay? And his name was Barry Satora. Y'all know that his name is Barry Satora, right? He changed it to Barack Obama when he became a Muslim. Okay? Alright. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, like X-Men children. They do have, y'all believe me, okay? Trust this, that they do have a place like like what Xavier made for the X-Men and the X-Men children and that and that and that. There is a school like that, okay, for sure. Positive, absolutely positive about that, okay? And you can see it. There's different movies that show you that. A lot of different movies that show you that. There's a school like X-Men, like a school like X-Men. Okay, so y'all take that as it resonates. I'm going to get the angel blessings message out first, and then we'll do the cards. But I've shuffled these several times, and I've seen love 3 times, and courage is out here. This is 44. Okay, so let's find out what the angel blessing message is. Look, nothing is what we think, what it appears. And they were speaking about Einstein's theory, how time is relative. Okay, because they did one of them experiments with one of the GIs, the one before they started using the kids, and he like he was one of the first ones they did, okay, and when he came back really 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 old, like that he was 31 years old, and when he came back, he looked to be like in his 100s, and he didn't live but about 30 minutes after he got back. He was all wrinkled and died of old age at 31. That was the reason of death, was his old age at 31 years old, because he went back in time and come back through, and it accelerated his age, like extreme to the extreme. That was wild, though, man. It was really interesting. But that picture is a real picture. It has a boy. His shoes are oversized. They're too big. He's standing in the middle of all by himself. You can see it plainly. And if you look at the photo, you can zoom in and see Abraham Lincoln sitting right there signing he was signing something on at his Gettysburg Address. That was wild to know that Barack Obama was involved in that back in. Dang, I want to say they said. I want to say that they said it was like in 79. Something like that. But Barack was only like 10, 9 or 10, maybe 12, okay, at that time. But yeah, Zachariel, y'all, says surrender. That's funny, because that says to, in the index cards, it says to call upon Zachariel to help you release any kind of negativity or something that you don't have any control over. Let's see what the message is to start the reading off. Okay. Whew. It says Zachariel. Look at this. Page 111. No, I don't do personal readings. It says, thank you, Father, that I am blended with your spirit. That's what it says, by Ruby Nelson, The Door of Everything. It says, Zachariel means the remembrance of God. When you surrender, you are remembering that you are a fragment of God. Deep surrender opens the connection with your eternal self, which is your personalized manifestation of an important aspect of God. The great illusion we face is that we are the small self of our everyday life. We get trapped into believing that we are the emotional baggage and images assembled from the past experiences. Be willing to surrender the ego and its collection of small-minded, critical, negative beliefs that separate you from others and from the love of God. So they're asking you, just like I said, they're asking you to let go of, be open-minded, let go of those conditioned thinking, okay? Let go of the conditioned thinking, okay? Open your mind to new experiences, new opportunities. Okay? The thought of surrender is frightening at first. If we have no experience with this, we can only relate to a feeling of helplessness and vulnerability. When there has been no personal experience of the presence of God or recognizable answers to prayer, the concept of surrender seems dangerous. The power of faith acts to help you leap into the unknown. Your faith in the angels, a power greater than yourself, the ultimate truth, Jesus, or whatever is meaningful for you to provide this bridge. Gradually, one experience at a time, you begin to feel God, your eternal self, and the angels in a personal way. You recognize their presence and receive answers to prayers. Your trust grows as you learn to communicate and feel their power. At times, you are united with the eternal self, bringing your desire for oneness into reality. You might also experience unity with others. In these moments, your soul rejoices, for this unity quenches the thirst that nothing else will satisfy. Later, the energy leaves and your walls of separation return. Once more, you feel alone, abandoned, and separated. Surrender is about choosing to tear down the walls of separation forever, to enter into eternal unity with God. No longer do you seek God to soothe your pain. The Almighty becomes your beloved in everything. It says this is your prayer. It says, take me, God. It is my will that your will be done in my life. You feel the tremendous amount of relief as you give up the fight to stay separate and relax your eternal self. The suffering that was a result of resisting your destiny leaves, and surprisingly deep joy takes its place. You give up wanting your life to be a certain way and allow God to direct you. Your prayer again, let me repeat your prayer once more. Take me, God. It is my will that your will be done in my life. Okay? It says the big surprise is that you will end up with a far more incredible life than you ever could have imagined. The essence of your eternal self is B-I-G, big, with big letters. And your destiny will lead you to do big things. If the illusion of unworthiness holds you back, pray to see how it traps and holds you down. Ask, how is this trapping me and holding me down? Okay. It is insidious the way it can infiltrate, weaving a tangible web that seems impossible to fight. At those times, your ego is trying to control the energy. Call to Zachariel to help you simply let go and receive the will of God. Okay? This surrender is a razor's edge. Your feelings are important and you are a guide. Love would not have you surrender to be a puppet, being told everything to do. Those who make you feel less than you are, or insist that you must override your feelings to do as they say, are not acting from love. Your true feelings are your connection to God's will for you. Sacrifice and suffering are the results of opposing that will, and not the form of surrender that will take you to the truth. Sacrifice involves denying your feelings. It leaves you enraged at yourself and the person who demanded the sacrifice, leading you to experience guilt. If guilt has you believing that a certain behavior is expected, you may not even realize that you are angry. True surrender is good and feels like the world has been lifted off your shoulders. You never have to surrender that which truly belongs to you and fills you with life and joy. Evaluate your life. Do you honor your feelings or sacrifice your truth as you submit to control of your small self and your collection of habitual behaviors? Be willing to let go of your attachment to everything. Your family, your friends, your children, your job, your home, your stuff, your activities. Everything in your life, everything in your earth life is temporary. These attachments pull you down. This does not mean give everything away, leave your family, and join the homeless. Just enjoy and use what you have without being owned by it. Find a new level of relationship with the people you love and care about. What is truly good for you is also good for them. As you learn to surrender, you will be filled with the eternal love you crave, and gratitude will flow through you in waves as the three ascension attitudes unite. Your mind opens to receive a wisdom beyond understanding. All your desires are satisfied. A oneness with others will emerge. You are not losing yourself, you are gaining yourself, becoming who you truly are, and finding everything for which your soul hungers. So, there's references and books that you can look at. It's called one's called "I Surrender All" by the Isaacs. Meditation from Thais, Thais. From Dream Melodies, Julius Misset. Raphael Surrender, from the music Disappear Into, and John Aston Surrender from Remembrance. Okay, so they're asking you. Those are reference points that you can go. It's music that you can go listen to. That's what they're called. That's what the names of the music is called. To help you be in the mindset of surrender. Okay, and it's telling me. Okay, let me repeat what they're saying about surrender. It says surrender is about choosing to tear down your walls of separation forever and to enter into eternal unity with God. Okay? So ask Zachariel, ask God, take me, God. It is my will that your will be done in my life. Okay? I surrender. I surrender. I surrender. Take me. Take me, God, and do your will in my life. Okay? That's my wishes. Okay? So the main look, and then Joy's on the bottom of the deck. So the main energy is surrender, which we've known that. It keeps saying that. Okay? We keep hanging on to the things of what we think things should be, what we think is fair and unfair, so on and so forth. Okay? It's not our will. Okay? And we need to let go of those things that hold us back. What we assume should happen, or that. Okay? God does work mysteriously, and if something is delayed or blocked, we would say, it's not delayed or blocked from God. It's God's will taking place, and sometimes we need to use patience. Okay. Time is not nothing like what you imagine time to be. Okay. Because if you notice, I know that you have, okay, some days seem to go by really fast, and some days seem to go by like it's just dragging on and on and on and on and on and on. Even though that's in a 24-hour span, to the time that it's that we're experiencing isn't by a clock. Okay, it's not by a watch. It's the time. Cause time can slow down and speed up. Okay, and by the clock, it don't look like it. If that makes sense. You might look at the clock, like right now it says 5:56, okay? It says 5:56. I might can do, say, 100 fucking things, okay? I might can do 100 things, not paying attention to time, it's not even on my mind, okay? Time's not even on my mind. And I might get up and do 100 fucking things, and then look at the clock again, and that shit still says 5:56. You understand? Because you're not staying focused on time, on the time, okay? But when you do stay focused on the time, you can better bet that shit gonna fucking slow down like a fucking turtle. I'm talking about it's gonna be like, if you just sit there and focus on time, that shit's gonna be like, like slow as fuck, okay? But time is an illusion, pretty much, okay? Um, Even surrender to that. You think you're too old, or when you know when I get this or when I get that, you know those types of things. Those affect your time. What do I want? How do I? There's a word that I'm trying to use right there that affects your time. It's like your God. It's hard. It's hard to explain that. Anyway, I'm being triggered by that Barack Obama thing, okay? I want to say this, okay? Real quick. I was triggered by it because I always got this weird sense of Barack Obama, okay? When you look at all of his pictures, like he was a very social president. He was on the fucking TV 24/7. Motherfucker was, I don't know, vain or something. Anyway, but if you look at him, okay, say his first term, okay, say in his first term, he looked super, super young. Like, I'm talking about young. He looked super young, okay? By the end of his first term, he started looking like 50, 60 years older than he did when he first started. I'm telling you, this man, he time travels. He goes through some kind of machine. And this machine, Donald Trump can say all he wants to, how he's so biased about aliens and such like that, because he already fucking knows they exist. He knows they exist. He's known it since before he was born. He knows that aliens exist, okay? Because he has that time machine in his house. This thing, it's like two big barrels. It's like these two big barrels, and they're about 10 feet apart. And they got these little electric thing, like these little electric conductors coming off the top of them, okay? And they got to be about 10 feet apart because that's where the ether lies, okay? And it's only like two big barrels. That's all it is, okay? Like these two big barrels with these things on it. You plug it in the fucking wall in a light socket, crazily enough, but it doesn't look like there's anything there, okay? And if you look, say, if you move your point of view, if you move your direction of your point of view, you can see this really thin, like, it looks like a layer of gleaming, like, air. Like, it looks like gleaming air, okay? And they walk through this shit. You just walk through it. You put your mind on where you want to go, okay? You set your mind on where you want to go. You focus, and then you go in there, and you're there. I mean, it's crazy, but Trump has that shit in his house. That machine is in his house. In his house. In his house. In his tower, or what the fuck ever it is. Okay, we've got 10 cups and a porter of wands from the goblin market. So what do we need to know about surrendering? I'm not gonna toss them with my, because they're too big. They hurt my hand when I do that. We got the 3 of platters. Let me see what we got here. 3 of platters in reverse, y'all. It says obscurity, wastefulness, extravagance, laziness, and childishness. Okay? It says It says you may find yourself unable to carry out the work that you have taken on, or spending a lot of your employer's money but producing a substandard product. If, however, you apply yourself honestly to the work, you will almost certainly achieve greatness. So it's saying here that maybe you're finding yourself, you need to surrender to some kind of process, because uh, they're saying that you may be finding yourself unable to finish the work that you've started. Okay, what is that about? Tell me about that. We got the Nine of Cups. Something's being prepared. This is like no collaboration. Like you're not going to. It's almost like you're gonna say no. What is the Nine of Cups saying? It says victory, success, triumph, delight, and pleasure. Problem solved. From the Three of Platters to the Nine of Cups. Wastefulness, extravagance. Okay, let me read it one more time. You may find yourself unable to carry out the work you have taken on, or spending a lot of your employer's money but producing a substandard product. However, if you apply yourself honestly to the work, you will almost certainly achieve greatness. This is something about going into some kind of new job. The very first part of this says the card represents generous employment. Okay. The Nine of Cups says victory, success, triumph, delight, and pleasure, problem solved. The Nine of Cups represents a successful outcome. You need to just let go of whatever it is you're working on, start a new project. That cycle is ended. That cycle's closed. Quit dwelling on it, okay? And it'll close out. It says a renewal of energy and the gift of problem solving. The goblin floats above the water with evident delight, yet this exuberance may be tempered by a sense of excessive indulgence in pleasure or winning for its own sake. That's what's going on. Which can unbalance us if we are not careful. Someone's trying to win. Someone's trying to win for the sake of winning. Okay. It says material success may be offered, but end up making us feel isolated. Material success may be offered, but end up making us feel isolated. Be careful not to be indulgent in winning for its own sake. Okay? Take what resonates. We got the Fairy Trickster in reverse. First major arcana out here in reverse. Release from slavery, optimism, concern for others, awakening to the value of self, virtue. Something's being done for the highest good, collective. The downside of this card has a more positive connotation, suggesting a real effort to free oneself from enslavement to the trickster's ego. Look, I'm telling you, you've done what you're supposed to do. You've closed out a cycle if you can just let it go. Okay, let go of the expectations of an outcome, of a specific outcome, or anything like that. You've done what you're supposed to do. Now it's time to let go of it, so you can start this new endeavor. Okay, it's time to release yourself from it. Okay, so take that as it resonates. What comes after the Fairy Trickster? The Enchantress. That's the Empress. That's the second major arcana. So the Empress is being freed. Take it what resonates. It says wisdom, intuition, debt, teaching, willfulness, modesty, the sacred feminine, fertility of imagination in the natural world. Now this on page 33. Y'all, I got triggered by that. There was a lady, she was talking about that it's the awakening. It's the awakening of the divine feminine, or the release of the divine feminine. Now is the time for the release of the divine feminine. Something like that. I can't remember exactly everything she said, but it's something like that. It says, known as the high priestess or the female pope in traditional cards, this striking female figure here is called the enchantress. Due to her fairy power to enchant, wise and powerful, she has a potential to lead astray as well as to guide wisely. In most early representations, she possesses a great book to which she may be pointing or turning outward as if inviting the viewer to read the page she has opened. Here, the Goblet Market depiction, she is more subtle, hiding her mysteries and making the universal sign of secrecy, placing a finger next to her mouth. Thus, she purveys deeper mysteries, a rich heritage of ancient lore and wisdom, and penetrating gaze that sees into the heart of all our hopes and desires. She's psychic, for sure. Okay, she's making me think of Artemis. I mean, she really is making me think of Artemis. Okay. It says here, she wears the crescent of the moon on her brow as a sign of her luminous power, while the moon itself may be seen in the sky behind her, drawing its own company of fairies into its sphere of influence. The enchantress represents feminine wisdom, the mystery and the sensitivity approach to problems. However, she is by no means a gentle, sweet-natured figure. Her power is of the most profound kind. She is, in some ways, a force that many men flee from, unable to deal with its strength and purity, which far outstrips their own. Her presence often indicates a woman whose advice may be important, but whose influence can, at times, be overwhelming. Some images show her sitting with her feet on the moon, and in this moon-powered intuitive wisdom, shown here in the crescent adorning of her head, that governs her influence in the reading where she appears. Although her wisdom is deep and sensitive, she can also represent an inability to turn wisdom into action. She can lead seekers astray on a path of pride and selfishness, and she may also represent passion out of control, which consumes those who experience it. That's what I was talking about. It says, at her best, however, she is a light that leads the way to greater wisdom. That's what I was talking about. That line before that. Holding on to an outcome can lead you astray. Okay, I'm telling you, to hold on to an expectation that's not going to come, that's not going to happen, can cause you to act out in certain ways and being angry, to hold those expectations for an outcome that's not coming, that's not happening. It can cause anger, it can cause resentment, and even guilt for feeling angry over it. Okay, so release. You've done what you're supposed to do. Know that, okay? Know that, collective. You've done your job. You're moving on to the next event, whatever's happening, okay? If you're able, only if you're able to let go of that you've been through all of this, okay? Yeah, you've been through it. Yeah, they took stuff. Yeah, they mistreated you. That and that and that, okay? But you got to know that it's for the higher good. You're still here. You understand? You need to understand that. You're still around. You're still here for a reason. You're here for God. You're here to do God's work, okay? You've done what you're supposed to do. Let go of the expectations and move on. All of it is just a big fucking test, y'all. It's just a big illusion. Understand that. It's just a big old test. We got the lone fairy. Oops, that's the hermit. He went to the floor. God almighty. So that's 3 major arcanas right there. So this empress, high priestess, enchantress, she's done something all by herself. You're about to be recognized, okay? You've done some kind of work all by yourself. You're about to get recognized, but you don't need to be holding on to that expectation of that. Maybe you'll never be recognized. You understand? You put the truth out there, though. You understand what I'm saying? You put the truth out there. Maybe you won't never be recognized, but the truth is out there, and and if it's out there, then the universe is working on it. Do you understand? If it's about being recognized, then it's not about the highest good. I hope that makes more sense. Okay? If it's all about you being seen and you being recognized for being attacked or what have you, then you're not going to get anywhere with it. That's not surrender. You understand? That's not surrendering. It's not about you. It's not about your ego. It's about the message and unity and come together and bringing hope. Okay? The lone fairy says, this says truth, time, honesty, prudent awareness, caution, prophecy, detachment, freedom of action, and maturity. That tells me all these cards say you're about to be freed. The lone fairy is equivalent of the hermit in a traditional tarot deck. The lone fairy is a rare thing, since fairies usually tend to congregate in groups, but occasionally one will separate him or herself from the crowd. In this case, of the Phenodere, Phenodere, often associated with the Isles of Man. The story goes that he fell in love with a mortal girl, refused to give up, and as a result was cast out from the fairy realm. His shape changed into that of a long-nosed hairy goblin. He chose to live alone after that and became known for his wisdom and helpfulness, often tilling a farmer's field for him or cooking a meal for a family who had little free time. Here the lone fairy carries the spirit's flame in his lantern so that he might light the way to a better understanding of life's mysteries. He can thus lead us, if he so desires, more deeply into the world of fairy. The lone fairy suggests not only the deep contemplation of events, but also the acknowledgement of the passage of time and the way that it impacts on any issue under consideration. Such acknowledgement allows us to be more detached from the issue, enabling a clearer view of the circumstances that have brought the problem into being. In the reading, this card can suggest the presence of a teacher or guide who can show us the way to reach a point of stillness, enabling us to see what action to take. For this reason, it often invokes a period of transition, self-awareness, the acknowledgement of the real place we have reached in our journey through life. Almost always triggers a change. From the moment the pendulum swings, reaching a point of rest, the only thing that can follow is motion. This card suggests movement away from the status, a triumphant return to a path abandoned, a deepening of awareness of the goals of life. To reach this, we may have to enter into a period of withdrawal, but it is important to keep a finger on the pulse of life in case we become caught in the circle of time and lose our way. So y'all take that as it resonates, okay? Pretty much saying the same damn thing. And what I keep hearing from this, you're a solitary teacher. There's no one else like you to teach these things to the masses, okay? I mean, there's others like you, but not around in that area, okay? You're to teach about your experiences of how to let go, how to not be so attached to this or that, or outcomes, or what people expect, and all of that. Be more okay. Release your expectations of what other people think that you should be or shouldn't be or should do or way you should be, and that and that and that. Who gives a flying shit what they fucking think, man? If you're happy with you, it does not matter what they think. Okay? It doesn't. In any kind of way. Because your uniqueness is going to draw that right energy towards you if you use it authentically. If you use your uniqueness authentically, because your uniqueness is going to shine when you stop worrying about what other people think. You understand? You may choose to step out on this path alone, y'all. This is what these 5 cards are showing: 3 of platters in reverse, the 9 of cups in the upright, the fairy trickster in reverse, the enchantress, and the lone fairy. It's showing success. This is everything here is saying success for you, the enchantress. Only if you're able to surrender. Ask Zachariel. Ask Zachariel to help you to surrender to whatever outcome that you thought that you expect. Okay? I'm getting spiritual burps like crazy. So y'all take that as it resonates. Surrender to that cycle is over. I'm just trying to say that cycle has ended. There's something new about to become. Look, because there's something happening, y'all. Everything's telling me there's something going on a deeper level with these what we're seeing as like aliens and all of that, and the weather acting crazy and all of that stuff. There's something going on a deeper level. Look, the Porter of Wands is on the bottom. Let me see what the Porter of Wands says. We're stepping we are stepping into a new world, y'all. I mean, this is a whole new world than it's ever been. I'll tell you now. The Porter of Wands says prodigy, extraordinary, faithfulness, emissary, supporter, a fan. I can't make it up, y'all. There's somebody that's watching you. There's somebody that wants to give you some type of opportunity, y'all. I'm telling you, you're prodigy. You're extraordinary. You are a basket of oranges. I got to use my ancient fucking Victorian terms. Yay! You're a basket of oranges. I ain't selling you no dog. You're a basket of oranges, okay? The Goblin Porter of Wands is seen as the card of the follower. You have a fan collective on the bottom of the deck. You have a fan. How many times have I told y'all this? I'm telling you. It says, the fan who copies the skill or knowledge of a person who he or she admires without actually embodying it. Such people may offer to carry your burdens without truly understanding them, and perhaps expecting payment of some kind. Okay, you're going to get rewarded. I'm telling you. You're going to get rewarded for helping somebody. You help somebody solve something. I mean, let me go use the restroom. I'll be right back. You, hold on. So when I say that, that doesn't necessarily mean you're like this freaking uh spy or anything like that. You might have just helped somebody figure something out, okay? Like about their own self, about how they hold on to stuff, how they're greedy or their ego, or you might have pointed something out to somebody. It changed their life. Okay, you could have told somebody about Jesus Christ and changed their life. Because if you accept Jesus in your life, it changes your life. I'm telling you. Okay. And this person believes that you deserve a reward of some kind, not out of like paying you back, but out of a gift. Somebody wants to gift you something for something you helped them. Look, it says tired. It says scuba diving, go a little deeper. It says red. It says 45 to 50. Something may have happened in a 5-year span. It says signs. Something may have happened in like a 5-year span. It could have happened 5 years ago. Okay. It says, look, numbers, angel numbers. It says knowing. See my angel numbers? It says knowing, and it says 11. This is what it says, y'all, so y'all can see it for yourself. Damn it. That shit's aggravating. Okay. We got tired. We got scuba diving, go a little deeper. We got the ages 45 to 50. We got red. We got knowing, signs. These angel numbers are signs, y'all. It says crying over you. Somebody wants to repay you for something you helped them with. I'm telling you, it says love. I'm trying to tell y'all. This says stole something. V is a 6 in Hebrew. It says horn and honks. That's a sign. It says a house. And very knowledgeable. Your knowledge helps somebody. You may not even feel like you're like you're like an expert that don't feel like you're an expert. You don't feel like you're an expert. It says very knowledgeable. It says charmed. You understand? You have a lot of fucking advice. Like, you have a lot of really good instinct to tell, like, somebody if they have a problem or something. You can tell them what is needed for that situation or what have you. But you don't see that as being like an expert. Yeah, the page number was 111. That's crazy, ain't it? But you don't feel like oh my god, y'all, look what it says. They want me to go to the ABCs. That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't necessarily feel like you haven't got no diploma or nothing in your expertise, but you just know things and you help somebody. Okay? You just know things. You don't see yourself as this expert or something. But somebody else sees you as an expert and they want to give you an opportunity. They see your knowledge, your true ancient knowledge. Okay, what I'm saying, you don't carry yourself, you don't, when you look in the mirror, you don't go, oh, I'm an expert, I know everything. Okay? You don't do that kind of thing, okay? Why are you even back in here? Get rid of that lady right there. That person right there, Kate, will ya? That person wants me to talk Hindu. Why? I don't fucking know. I mean, I'm talking about freaking, was adamant about it. Like, talk Hindu, and I got them out of there. There they are again. How the fuck are they still in here? Let me get her out of here. Not her message. The whole person go. Bye. Look, that user's in timeout. How the fuck? I'm reporting you. Reporting this person for harassment. You're reported. You're going to lose your your YouTube. So keep on doing it. You're going to lose your YouTube. For sure, you're going to lose it. All right, tell me what collector needs to know for the Oracle of Fairies. It says transformation. This fairy tells you to surrender to the transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace for transformation. The best is yet to come. I can't make it up, y'all. I cannot make it up. This whole reading is about surrendering because you're transforming. Okay? Bottom of the deck says you got help. You got help. There's a fan. Somebody's watching you to want to help you. Transform and move on from the situation. It's time to go fairy spotting. It said that seeing is believing, but in the fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. That is so fucking crazy. I can't believe that I just read that. Yesterday I was watching something, and the man said that plainly. That must be a quote. He said, most consider seeing is believing. But in fact, he said the exact same thing. But in fact, believing is seeing. That's what he said. It's the exact fucking same thing. I was watching something on a weather channel. Crazily enough, I was watching something on the Weather Channel when that man said that. He said, people believe that seeing is believing, but in fact, it's actually believing is seeing. If you believe it, you'll see it. You believe in God, and you have it. If you believe in miracles, you'll encounter miracles. But if you don't believe in them, you're not going to encounter them. You understand? You believe in miracles, you'll see miracles. Alright, tell us what collector needs to hear out of this. Here they are. Lots of green. Open up your heart, baby. Life is about to happen. Whew, life is happening, y'all. Yo. What in the world? How in the fuck is this freak still on here? It says that they're hidden, but I want them gone. Removed. There you go. How did that person was able to do that? That's the same person, and they have 3 different profiles on watching me. What the fuck? I hid. I took them completely off. I didn't just hide them. I took them completely off, Kate. And they were still showing up. Ain't that crazy? That's weird. 144 it says up there, y'all, so pay attention, okay? some kind of message, okay? Something about hanged, banged, hanged, hang, 8, destiny, true, 2, 5, August 25th. That is very important to me. That resonates very important to me. Two of my most favorite people in the whole wide world, that was their birthday, and both of them have passed away. That was their birthday. CIA, FBI. Okay, we got some fucking units out here. Pray. Who prayed? Pray. CIA praying. FBI. Dutton. Thought there was an O out here. It's saying Dutton Hag. Stop. Ought. Something is naughty. Naughty duty. Somebody's lazy. It says rap. Raw. Somebody's cheering. Harp. Somebody plays a guitar. Plays a musical instrument. Somebody try. DUI. I swear on everything, whoever the fuck this is a drunk. I swear. I don't drink, y'all. I used to, but I know. When I drink, it brings out spirit real bad. And at a certain point, like, I don't black out. It's the spirit comes through, and I'm wide awake. I mean, I don't look like I'm passed out or nothing, but I start telling people, like, I start getting real big messages from spirit. I start telling people, and I don't realize it because I'm drunk or what have you. So I stopped drinking. And something about virtues. There's no E. It's talking about virtues. Virtue and faith. Faith and virtue. Focus on faith and virtue because happy. And then it says chap. Bye, chap. Patch up something. Patch up. Virtue and faith. Why it says ugh. Alright. Brandy's out here. Brandy. Randy. Andy. Bar. Grab it. Bar, grab it. Grab hand. Victim. There's no M. Oh, I'm seeing victim, but I'm seeing victim. Grab victim by the hand. Put faith. in. Put faith in. This is crab. The crab is gifted, y'all. I claim that. I sure do. Put on the path. You put somebody on the path. You put somebody on the path. And grab gift. Huh? Ivy. Ava. Look, this Ava here is Spanish, Mexican. This is a Mexican. This Ava person. Doppelganger. Someone trying to dress like you and act like you and be like you, but they're not like you. We done seen that it said that in the cards. What did I just see? Tyra. Tyra. So she might have learned a lesson. Because something about pity. Tyra might have learned a lesson about doing voodoo dolls and playing games with fucking the devil. Band, huh? Raw. It says cards. A card. A card. Bang. Bang if pity. Card. Bang if pity card. Card you? What would you be carded for? Something is haunting. They want me to get a card. Bag. Bag. Let me get a card, y'all. Shit. Alright, we'll do some telepathy. We'll get a card. Big car. Big. There's no carving. It's carving. It says Harding. Oh my God, I know somebody last name Harding. She was part of it too. God, dog. She was part of it too. Emily Harding. Okay, pity. Something pitiful. And it says Patty. Patty, that's my sister. That's just crazy. Something about facts. Fact. It hard. Yeah, it's pretty hard. Pay hard. Pay hard by. Act. Some kind of act. By act. Act. Ditch. Ditch. In ditch. In a ditch. It says in a ditch. Party. Party. Had party. I had party. Had party. Some kind of vibe. VIP. Bart. Burnt. Burning. Somebody burned. They had a party. Fact. A fact. Burn it. Had to burn it. Had to burn it. Thank you. Hi, G. Something about Georgia. Hunt. Hunt. Bury. Bury. Had someone got buried. Unity. Unity. Something is a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact, Jack. City. City that burn. Burn city. City that burn in Georgia. Oh, Lord. All of them burned. All of them burnt, y'all. Something trying to fit. Someone's trying to fit in. It's just trying to fit in. Try to fit in or trying to. Try. Bunch had changed. Changing. Somebody's changing. Right. Changing right. Chan. Fit ya. Something fits ya. Right. Fit ya right. Y'all. Bright. And something about a bunch. Laughing. Laughing it up. Something about a party. UV. In the sun. August 25th is out there, y'all. Real big, important date for me. Something about a yacht. Party on a yacht. Bright. If bright. If that. If that. Bring up. Bring up. Had bring up. Saying something about the cards. Pay. Pay. Someone got a ring. It says Patty. Patty, hug, Bud. Bud is somebody's name in this situation. Bathe. It's saying drugging, 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 and drugs, drugging. Pay, drug. It says attach. Attaching. Attaching. Hard drugs. Hard drugs. Something about a habit. Habits. Hard drugs. Taking. I could say taking. Taking. Rich doctor? Rich doctor. Rich habit, fat. What? Hung, rich, habit. Someone quit a habit. Saying data. FYI. I don't know. Faith. Something about truth. Truth and faith. True faith. Or truth. Truth. Truth and guy, CIA, FBI. Truth and CIA and FBI. Truth, CIA and FBI. Find, they find something. It says a happy guy. Happy guy. Have guy. Someone was on some kind of hunt. Some kind of manhunt. Apart. Had apart. Had apart. Hunt. In hunt. Guy hunt. Had a part. I see. Something about a figure. Patient. There's no E. It says Gary. Turn. Bad. Gay. Someone turn gay. Turn up. Bad turn up. HIV. Fact. It says hi. We got Brad. Somebody was high on drugs. Unpay. Unpay it. Pay out. Someone didn't get paid. Day. Narc is out here. Someone was a narcissist. Path. If path high. I'll be right back. Y'all look at them for a second. I'll be right back. Something varies. It varies. Vary. Like varying. Like something varies. Something about a debut. But. This is air. Something about a ferry. Ferry path. Can ferry path, but high path can vary. High path can vary. Kathy. Pan. High pan. High nap. Someone's asleep. It says DNA. It also says Dan. Something about the blood. R-A. Attach, fair. Attach, fair. Vacant, vacate. There's only one. T-Y. H-P. Higher power. Pair, but fan. Pair, but fan. Find. Art. Find art. Find rat. Find rat. We got cup. Find cup. High cup. High cup. Braving. Braving it. Someone's braving it. Someone's going to take a chance. Someone's going to take a chance. Day up. 3 H's. Those are 5s. Big change. Hat day. Hat day, bat day, batch. Something gonna be on TV. Braiding, braiding, braiding. Cut up, cut up. Cut up, braiding. Faye. Aunt Faye? What are you fucking talking about? She's still alive? Catch up. Somebody wants to patch up or catch up, patch up, patch up. Habit. Aid. Something about a rig or a ring. Ring. Hate it, hate it. Oh, something's tough. Patty. Somebody praying. Patty. Praying that somebody don't find out. Find in. Find. Hunt. There's a hunt for a guy. Something about the gut. Find AI. Pray. Pray you find AI. Tug. Bug. Tact. Act in. Act a part in. Someone was acting a part in. Bad, FYI, bad information. Had a part in. Someone had a part in circulating this bad information. Cindy's out here. Kathy's out here. Cindy London. TV. And fact. Something about if fact. If fact. In fact. In fact. DARPA. Ain't this a bad, like a shitty ass government this is like a shitty ass government program or something? Wasn't it ARPA like that first, and then they put a D in front of it? Defense. I forget what all stands for. That's program. DARPA. Hit bag. What do you hit bag? Hit by. Huh? Exactly. Hit by big rig. Big hit. A part, in fact. Hurt. Dan, to hurt Dan. A pack to hurt Dan. Or hurt DNA. Bury in ditch. Hung up, hurt. Captain. Hand in truth. Hand in truth. Hand in truth. Had truth. Hanging truth. Hand truth. AI. AI has proof. Abiding. There's somebody named Ruth. Something dirty truth. The dirty truth. Had the dirty truth. It's something about fabric. Somebody's got proof. Fabric. Had fabric. Fabricating. Oh, someone's fabricating something. Fabricating. Truth. Fabricating truth. Something about a happy day. Put fabricating. Had put by rich fating. Something's fated. Okay, so y'all take that as it resonates. I'm putting these letters up, okay? Is it you grew up in the gifted program? You need to look that up. That's so crazy because I seen HUD too. How could they be inhumane living conditions if they're like different like they're all in like different places. Look at this. Test. Maybe somebody's got a HUD home. It says something about a pitch, Pitch. It says bitch, Bitch. A pitch. Afar. There's a fan afar. It says pain. And it says paint. 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 Afar. But by if by something rich. It's saying rich, okay, rich. Is it somebody's name? Are you saying rich like Richard or something? Rich paint. Buy rich paint. Had duty. Someone had duty. Had to leave. Had to go do some kind of duty. Okay. Ain't Aunt Cindy. Aunt Cindy. Something about diapers. Tunic. Someone got in a wreck. I don't know why I'm saying that. I mean, I do, but I don't. It's telling me to. Someone had a wreck. Had a DUI. Hit guy. Someone may have hit a pedestrian. Patty. Aunt Patty, okay. Paid a rich guy. Why would she pay a rich guy? Like, what? A rich guy pay Patty? Somebody paid. Hold on. But a rich guy paid, but haven't. Someone hasn't got paid. Paid a rich guy, but haven't. A rich guy paid, but haven't. Y'all take that as it resonates. That's what I'm seeing, man. Something about a fucking van. A fan, a van, a red. No, it ain't red. Is there a color out here? This is Airbud. Airbud. A pair of earbuds. Pitch Airbud. A guy pitch earbuds. Van. Fair. DNA. It's something to do with DNA here. But fair. Pitch guy. Pitch a guy. Fair. DNA. Hang in. Something is going to be fair. Fair hand. Man, if it don't look like someone's going to go fucking gamble and win. Like someone's going to take some kind of chance, a gamble, and win. Grand, a grand. Had a grand. But that bitch is talking about somebody. That bitch, the bitch put a grand. That bitch, something about it being a thief in faith. Faith, bitch. No. Bitch up. Batch up. Somebody named Randy. Grandpa. Butch. Stop. Ain't Butch. Something's faint. What are you saying, Hutch? This is HIV all day. Grandpa. Bye, Grandpa. So your grandpa might have left you something, collective. Someone tried to take it. Your aunt tried to stop you from getting it. Aunt Hutch, I don't know. Find a grand, find a grandpa tub, buy a tub found in, somebody might be. Okay, why are you talking about Prague all of a sudden? Y'all, there's something to do with this freaking, this damn, I don't know what I've done with it. That damn anatomical clock in Prague, okay? Y'all look it up. That clock's got everything you could possibly think of. Somebody named Tabitha. Tabitha hung Tabitha, hung, guy, Chip, afraid. Afraid of you. Why are they afraid of you? Bathe. Something about envy. Envy. Brung, envy. Brung, envy, afraid. Hit up. Someone's afraid to hit you up. Hit up. Crab. I don't know, maybe you're crabby. Maybe you're a little crabby, okay? It says bracing. Truth. Bracing truth. Someone's accepting the path. Burnt up. Burnt up. Burn it up. Burn it up. ID. Captain, burn it up. Paid to. Paid, burnt. Burnt up. Burning up. Burning up. Something's tight. A tight fit. A tight fit. In a van. Okay, I'm done. Because something tight fit. What is a fucking tight fit? Something's curvy. Someone's curvy. There's something tight fit. Something's happening at nighttime. Night path. Night path. Faith. Had faith. Had faith. Pa had faith. But pub. Was they drinking? A pub. Two at a pub. Two at a pub. Night pub. Had faith. Curvy. It says drip. Something about drugs. Drug guy. Drug guy. Drag guy. Drug guy, drag guy, FYI. Someone's trying to drag a guy. Someone's trying to bring a guy down. It looks like someone hits a pedestrian. On the real, I'm curvy too. But it looks like someone hit a pedestrian. Like someone was walking. And someone left the pub, left the bar. And it looks like they hit a man and drug him. I don't know, that man could be the one that was drinking. I'm not sure, but that's what it really, really looks like, is that someone hit a man, a pedestrian walking, and drug him. So, I mean, y'all take that as it resonates. This is that's what I seen out there. Like I could sense it. It was like, it looked like someone's about to get caught for doing that. Possibly, this is stay with me. Did the man that got hit, is he, let me find out. That's pendulum. Did what appears to be a female hit a walking pedestrian? They were drinking and driving and hit a walking pedestrian? Saying yes. Stop. Is the walking pedestrian counterpart? Is that collective's counterpart? No? Okay. So, is it an ant that hit a pedestrian? An ant? Well, I mean, an ant. It's not really answering that part, because an ant can be, I mean, it's saying someone hit a pedestrian. Me too. I did too. That's crazy. All of us did, probably. I won't listen to it. You tell me the truth, or don't talk to me about none of it. They know. That's why they know that I'm like, you tell me the fucking truth, don't talk to me about it. Because y'all know that I know the truth. Anyway, page 150 in Stay With Me. It says the trees are greening up. Judith goes towards downtown along with Dayton. And there are the driveways of the houses, the cars standing parked. What must it be like to come from here? She wonders. American. It says, with this as your authentic starting point, not just something you've seen in films. A friend sends a video message. His latest relationship left him needing help from a crisis center. And I watch it while Judith's walking out. He's at home in Norway. I can see that he's wheeling a push chair with one hand while talking into the camera. So it must be Grandfather's Day. And he's so very small in that little iMessage window. Like in that installation by Pipolato Wrist, where she has this room full of handbags on a plinth. And when you go up and look into one, there's a little sphere inside. And inside that sphere, there's a tiny woman talking up at you in a little voice, a whisper. So you've got to put your ear close. And she'll tell you something. I can't remember what. Just that feeling of being entrusted with a secret. It says, reaching the cathedral where the trees come to an end and the road slopes away down the hill, Judith pauses. Everything is so open. And it says, open inside her too. Empty. Where are you, Martro? She asked inside herself. No reply. What now? She got old with Martro. She met him when her ministration were petering out. It was with Martro she sat and sweated in the mornings as they drank their coffee on the sofa. Her pajamas would be wet through, and after another year, the way her skin got thinner, her hair too. In the 4 years she was with Martro, she started down that pathway to being old. And then all of a sudden, he was just gone. And now here she was. And she can't really use the word hurled, as in hurled into this place on her own. Because to be hurled is to be thrown in a certain direction. But there's no direction in this, and no momentum. It's more like she's been let go of. Take what resonates. Y'all, this is almost looks like the fucking house that I see in my eye, in my third eye. Y'all know I told y'all, it's like, I told y'all this, but this house is like 3 stories, not 2. It's like a 3-story house. It's big. It's big, like white color house. It don't have a driveway. There's trees and stuff and like grass and shit growing around this fucking house, but it don't have a driveway. And they did something to the electrical. They did something to the electric, because they use candles all through it. Like, it's crazy. Where they bring these kids for these magic fucking shows. It's ridiculous. And they drug them. I don't even feel like I'm done with this yet. And it's what? 2 hours? I understand that. It don't matter. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't mean to throw any kind of monkey wrench. It don't matter if you done anything or not. It don't matter if you done anything or not. They're going to try to give you this thing called a diversion. And it won't go on your record. But you won't have, you'll have, you won't get like probation and that kind of shit. I'm telling you, man, this shit right here, that shit right there, all these people having to go to court for these bullshit is bullshit. I mean, it's fucking bullshit. They're gonna make you pay like X amount of money to pay for that diversion. I promise you, I'm not guilty neither. But even the lawyer, she said, man, I do not see anything on here, anything just showing you that you did anything. And I was like, I didn't do nothing. And she said, man, and it took you an hour and like 24 minutes or some shit like that to get all your stuff rang up and everything. I said, I know. I said, look, you can see on the video where I called the attendant over there 7 times. 7 times. Okay? Walmart has a thing. I don't know. They won't drop anything against you. But they're going to ask you to pay for some kind of diversion thing. That shit right there is fucked up, man. Because I'm not guilty. Even the lawyer says I'm not guilty. But I have an injury. I have to wear this bandana. And y'all know I took it off for a couple of days. Well, dust and shit must have got in it or something because it got it real bad right here. It's all fucked up right there. Hurts right there. So I have to wear like a bandana or something. I can't wear a wig anymore. I'm allergic. Okay? It closed up my eyes where I couldn't use, my eyes because I'm allergic to the nylon or whatever that the wig's made out of or whatever. And me and her discussed it. And if I was to go in front of a fucking jury with my bandana on, she said that I would probably get found guilty either way anyway, and that I would be on probation, all kinds of fuck shit, and having to go to these whatever they might want to send you to or whatever. She said it's just better to go ahead and do it this way. I swear to God, y'all, those things are all of that. Look, I'm foreign to crime and stuff. I'm not a criminal, okay? I don't know much about the whole process of the law and all that. All I know, when I go in them fucking buildings, it feels like I'm stepping into some kind of another fucking world or something. Like all them motherfuckers are aliens or something. Yeah, it blows me away too. I mean, it's really disappointing that the lawyer's sitting there telling me It's really disappointing because they can fucking pretty much do anything to someone that doesn't have a lot of money. I'm telling you. It's bullshit. And I hope the fuck that Jimmy or James Dillard fucking loses his motherfucking job for being a prick. Because that's the motherfucker I caught outside fucking that girl in the fucking parking lot. The security guy. So they got me for fucking shoplifting. And I didn't. I swear it on everything. I swear it on all my life, everything. I swear on everything. I'm not guilty. But I have to pay for it. So I'm just hoping that the God fixes it. Because I'm not guilty. That this was a conspiracy between... That's just bullshit. Fucking Pam's ugly motherfucking cunt ass. I'm gonna say cunt because she thought I called her a cunt. I didn't. But she's a cunt. The lady beside me called her a cunt. I didn't even know the lady. She called her a cunt. And then Pam got on me. I said, I don't even fucking know that lady. Anyway, next thing I know, I'm being let go of my job and being fucking set up for some kind of bullshit at Walmart. Because, what? Pam and Jimmy are fucking related. Ain't that some shit? And there ain't nothing I can do. I can try to find a lawyer. I called fucking a billion fucking lawyers for civil right. You know what? They won't fight against Walmart. Ain't that some fuck shit? Walmart's some kind of conspiracy, y'all. Don't fuck with Walmart. Just fucking ban it. Just don't fuck with Walmart. There's other places you can go. You don't got to go to Walmart. Because Walmart ain't nothing but fucking a big old scheme. Anyway, it says if you are feeling stuck in any area of your life, whether it is in a relationship, a job, or just a situation, ask yourself, what is stopping me from leaving? Yes, leaving is scary, but sometimes it is the right step to take. Be brave. We are right beside you. Well, I asked myself what's stopping me from leaving. Well, what's stopping me from leaving? The fact that these sons of a bitches fucked up my car. They fucked up my car. Tell me, how? They fucked up my car to keep me from leaving. I promise you they did. But I see all that. I don't believe in coincidences. Okay? I do not believe in coincidences. So, it's all happening for a reason. Okay? I don't know exactly what. I don't know exactly the pinpoint, that's the reason. Because I've done nothing, y'all. I've done nothing fucking to none of these motherfuckers except for tell the truth. That's all that I've done to these people is tell the fucking truth. And before that, I'd done nothing but be nice to them. They saw that as a weakness. They saw me as a weakness for being kind and nice to strangers that I didn't know. So they attacked me. The magical girl retires. That's what it says. Let's see what it says. We're on one of the last pages. What is that, a picture? Ooh. Drink plenty of water, y'all. It says water. She got stars all over her. Well, I'll read. The magical girl retires right there, okay? It says, and from that day forward, the magical girl of time was powerless. She said to the chairperson. She cleared her throat and asked, may I ask how you did it? I fiddled with my teacup in its saucer. I just wished for it. I replied in a small voice. I just wish she wasn't the magical girl of time anymore. You wished for it? Everyone sitting there gave a sigh or a gasp or a scoff. The sudden respiration being expelled into the air created a tremor across the surface of my tea. Then is she the magical girl of wishes? That sounds a little too vague. This meeting was to determine whether the magical girl of time really was vanquished and to figure out what to call me. It was like a job interview, I guess. I looked around at the executive level magical girls and Roa. Roa mouthed, "Don't be nervous." I tentatively raised my hand and spoke up. Uh, if it's helpful, I can demonstrate my power for you. Here? I could feel the tension in the air. Sure, they only knew me as magical girl who had taken away another person's power, and that was bound to make them nervous. But my ability really wasn't anything like that. To not give them any more time to think about it, I brought out my talisman and said, "I want the cheapest 500 milliliter of bottled water you can find." A water bottle appeared before me, and I tapped my phone to open my internet banking app, then placed it on the table so everyone could see. If I ask for a bottle of water, my wish will come true in the most reasonable and cheapest way possible. I always pay the price. The money is deducted from my bank account. My hands is a water bottle. In my hands is a water bottle, but I haven't moved a muscle. The cashier at the store probably has my credit card transaction on file, and if I get a refund, they'll have that on file as well. The chairperson steepled her fingers in front of her and, with a voice coming deep from in her diaphragm, murmured, "A magical girl who pays the price?" Damn, I resonate with that. If I ask for something ridiculously expensive like a ring from Tiffany's or a watch from Cartier, I might find myself missing a kidney or a cornea. I don't have the money to buy those kinds of things. Can't you ask for your kidney or cornea back? If I do, the ring and watch would be taken away, or another organ. So you can have anything you please, but the risk is that you don't know what price you'll pay. I glanced at Roa and then nodded. Yes. Says, said Roa, many magical girls seem to have lost their powers or found them diminished that day. Maybe all of them. For example, the harbor mirror is just an ordinary mirror now. Maybe that's why Agagana collapsed as well. Choi owned the space, and now she's powerless. Maybe as a price for magical girl of time giving up her powers, most magical girls had to give up some of their power as well. To maintain the balance of magical power in the world, we'll have to wait and see if they'll recover one day. Perhaps the older magical girls who usually had little occasions to put their powers to use seemed not to have noticed that their powers had diminished until then. "But what about her powers?" said one of them, meekly, pointing at me. "My powers aren't strictly my powers. I can only do what I do if I can afford to do it. But my credit card is in my pocket. I put my credit card in my pocket, which is why I plan to never use my powers ever again." The other magical girls looked at me in shocked silence. I think if there's a danger of putting myself and others in harm's way, then I shouldn't use my powers. We were lucky this time, but there's no guarantee that they'll always be the case. There aren't that many magical girls left to sacrifice. So, I know it hasn't been long since I've came into my powers, but I think the best thing for me to do is to retire. No one could convince me otherwise. Of course, this was the first time a magical girl had ever retired. Not to mention, the magical girl in question had vanquished the most powerful magical girl in history. There was no way that they could force me to do anything against my will. "Are you sure you won't regret it?" "Well, if the clairvoyant magical girl is asking me that, it sounds like someday I will." It says, "I think I'll be too busy to." It says, "If it was true, I was fired from my convenience store job, but the internet cafe called back. They had said they wanted me to work with them for as long as I could, and they weren't wrong. The hours were pretty long and exhausting, but there I was looking for extra gigs in supermarkets and retail event support. I wanted to save up as much money and as quickly as possible. To be honest, I was kind of lying when I said I would never use my powers again. It wouldn't hurt anyone to wish for things like wanting to ramen to boil more quickly, the ramen noodles, or the cafe owner and guests thought I was amazing for bringing them their food faster than anyone else. Maybe the gas bill might be slightly more expensive because of it, but that was being paid by the owner, which allowed me to use my abilities without worrying too much. So the owner's paying for the gas. Hold on, y'all, I gotta use the restroom real fast. The owner pays for the gas at where she lives, so she no, where she works, so she can use her magical powers, and it won't cost her a liver or nothing. Magical girl retired, but that's not to say that she will never use her powers again. She feels that who would it hurt if she used her powers to make a little extra money. Amen. I hear you. I hear you. See, on the flip side too, that party boat might be in the shape of a fucking triangle that floats in the sky. We might be in the ocean of the ether. We might be in the ether ocean. Let me ask y'all. Y'all says group meeting. Look, if the aliens come down, which it's inevitable if they're there, if they're out here, it's inevitable. Okay, and they come and ask you, do you want to go? Will you go? Fire. Business owner. Earth. Group meeting. Fire. Business owner. Earth sign. Take that as it resonates. Case closed. You're about to receive something. You're going to be the boss. I'm telling you, you're going to be the boss. But would you go? I would. That'd be a chance of a lifetime. I've had alien encounters. Crazily enough. And Bigfoot. You got to be open. Like I said in the first part of this, if you don't believe in miracles, you're not going to receive a miracle. If you believe in miracles, you'll see them all day long, every day. You hear me? Man, all that shit with Barack Obama. Look, because I've heard, when he was president, I heard the big wigs, people would say, you don't really know who Barack Obama is. They didn't know. They weren't sure, okay? Oh, yeah. You know, I say see on the flip side all the time. Well, why wouldn't that be a part? Why wouldn't an alien ship be a party boat? That's a boat. They fucking in water. You know, space is water. Says it in the Bible. Space is water. It says that he put the firmament to separate the waters. So space is definitely water. And that's a ship. So it would be a boat, right? I guess it'd be a fucking yacht. Shit. Yeah, that's my last one. Guess I gotta go to the store. Shit. I don't know where baby's at. She should have already been here an hour ago. So I don't know. My daughter's going for a job interview today, so maybe she's gonna wait till later to bring her. I don't know. Is there something else that Collector needs to hear or something? Because I feel like that I want to pull something else. But would you go on a alien ship if they asked you? These cards are all fucking going front and back everywhere. Okay. Spiritual development. I am blessed with deep inner wisdom and strength. Thank you, I know. I am rich inside and out. Very. I am worthy of a wonderful life. Your positive vibrations bring new opportunities. That ain't coincidence that I pulled these. Today I offer myself unconditional love and respect I deserve. Amen. I still feel like there's something else that I should be telling y'all that I forgot. Because I be like sitting here writing notes and all kinds of shit to remember to tell y'all. And I forget. And I feel like that when I forget that it wasn't the right timing or something. I feel like that Barack Obama made some kind of deal with those fucking aliens when he was a kid. And I don't feel like that he's who we think he is. I don't think that he's actually a human. I don't know how y'all feel about it. Elon Musk is one that really kind of confuses me on the good or bad side. He confuses me because a lot of, I mean, he doesn't, he's I can see where he's coming from on a lot of shit. Okay? And he has a pretty decent moral ground. I mean, look, he makes the AIs. Yeah, he's making the AIs and such. But he warned us about them. Okay? I understand why he went ahead and done what he done to make them, because all the other countries are making them and he don't want us to fall behind. But at the same time, he warns us. He warned us about them. And listen, he's warning us something about Trump by doing what he did with that Doge or whatever. This man was. I seen a little interview with Elon. It was a small interview. It was not really spoke of too much, but I watched it. And he says that he's I mean, he's a rich man, but he says that he was getting death threats and people was trying to burn up his Teslas, try to make the Tesla look bad and that and that and that. All that come from the Trump administration. They beat him up. That when he had that black eye, they beat him up. They beat Elon up. He said they did. That they beat him up. I'm not your mother. I don't know what these people's fucking problem is. Are you homeless or something? Do you have a... are you an orphan or something? Because I'm not your mom. Not your grandma, your mom, your aunt, none of that. Yeah. Oh, I get them all the time too, especially on my damn on my Star Maker app. I get fucking Elon Musk fucking outraged. He's constantly fucking this different Elon Musk, I guess. The fucking fake profiles, but just like you, I have to block them and delete them, all of it. Okay, and there's a bunch of Elon Musks doing it. Yeah, it's crazy. But what I was saying is about his his moral ground, I can see. I'm on the line on Elon, man, because I don't know if he's so much a part of that as against it. I mean, I don't see Elon hurting kids and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't. I don't see him in that mindset. Elon's special though. I'm telling you, Elon's special. He's got Asperger's or something, but he's pretty special. Um, I believe that he's the richest man on earth for a reason. I mean, like, there's no coincidences, and I believe there's a reason behind it. Him being the richest man on earth. A guy with Asperger's can't hardly talk in public and shit. Okay, but he's super smart. Me too. Look. Trump is that. That ain't Trump. That person that's the president now ain't him. Okay, that ain't him. That's another guy from a different dimension. Yeah, but I've been pulling stuff about everything pointing to Trump getting assassinated. I don't. I mean, I don't mean to say that like that, but it does. It keeps showing like he's going to be out of the picture. Um, Shit pointing to the America being out of the picture. That America don't exist, y'all. This ain't America does not exist. This it's been a reset. America does not exist. We're in ancient Egypt. America doesn't exist. Doesn't say anything at all. Nowhere in the Bible about America. Nothing. America, this is an illusion. Okay? Yeah, I've been seeing a lot about Trump being assassinated or something. Y'all, his children are in politics too. Believe that. The daughter and the son-in-law and Barron, they're all in politics, okay? And if martial law becomes a thing, it makes Trump the king, okay? He'll be the king um, until peace is declared by 5 nations, okay? And if he becomes the king, then his heirs become the next in line to the throne, not a vote. There's not going to be a vote for a president. It'll be the next in line. It will be his heirs, which would be Barron or his daughter, okay? And they're both in politics. They're both politically savvy, okay? So y'all pay attention to that. And the son-in-law is like the vice president of the Trump industry or whatever. His son-in-law is, I don't trust that man. I don't trust the son-in-law at all. Like, none. Okay? I'm from heaven. I don't understand what you need to know that shit for. Something about it being attached, group meeting, divine guidance, fail, business owner, empathy. Voice, use your voice spoken, sing, or use your voice, earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, making up stuff, being extra. I can't make it up. Earth sign. Making up stuff. Twice it said someone was being extra and making up stuff. You block the other comments. You're talking about from these jokers like whatever the hell that dude's name is. Gotta know where I'm from. That don't make sense. Anyway, I'm from heaven, from God. That's where I'm from. You satisfied now? Yeah, why? Why? Why are they? I don't understand. I watch other readers and they don't get half the shit, man. I don't fucking understand. I must be old or something, huh? Or they wouldn't be fucking constantly trying to attack me. I don't understand that at all. Okay, none. Anyway, let me see what these daily cards. It says stay trippy. These cards are hard to mess with. I guess it ain't comical. Ain't nothing comical about it. They're assholes. Fuck them. People ain't got nothing better to do. It says keep it happy. It says peace. It says today is going to be the best day ever. Look at these cards. They're just cute. They're cute. Anyway, most of them though aren't part of the collective. They're just trolls, and a lot of them are bots. These fell out. Keep it happy. Believe in yourself. And free spirit. Most of them are just bots or, I don't know, I guess, lonely narcissists looking for some kind of energy to play off of or something. I don't know. I just get rid of them. Fuck them. What stay you are. What stay you are. That's pitiful. That's really pitiful. Makes me sad that you can't even write or spell or nothing. Or ask a question correctly. That's pitiful. And that makes you really look kind of dumb that you can't spell. I'm just saying. And you saying it right there on the public, live, all of it. That's pretty sad. It's sad. All right, y'all. I pray that everybody has a blessed day and everybody is letting go of shit that they can't, that no longer serves them. What the hell? Oh. Let's see what today's date says in the birthday book. Let's just see what today's date says in the birthday book. I just want to know. It says, the birthday of emotional intensity. The motto is, I am feeling my way. I feel that. I feel that. It resonates. I am feeling my way. It says the card of the day is the High Priestess. 2 and 9. Monday, silver and rose are the colors. Okay? Being excited again, and intuitive. Your dark side is insecurity and uncertainty. The life lesson is self-love. Y'all, this is plainly talking to all of us right now about this whole reading, okay? It says the way forward is to understand that while the love of others can temper feelings of insecurity, the only way to feel truly confident is to love yourself first. I'm gonna leave it with that right there. Love yourself first, okay? Make yourself a priority, all right? Light and love, everybody. And poor old Jose Luis Navarro, I feel sorry. You need to go, to school or something. Learn how to spell. All right, y'all have a blessed day. I will see you on the flip side. Y'all stay golden, pony boy.